Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Ritik Chawla, welcome you all to this webinar, Role of Acupuncture in Trigeminal Neuralgia and its Dental Implications. I request Dr. Neha to take the charge and she will introduce the host and she will start this webinar. Dr. Neha.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible to everyone. Okay, so now let us start. So, good evening, respected participants and delegates. This is the third Web Acupuncture Continue Medical Education webinar, which is being organized by Dr. D. N. Kotnes Health and Education Center, Ludhiana, Punjab. So today we have actually a very unique combination for this continue education. That is the combination of acupuncture and dental sciences. For this, I welcome the guest speaker for today, that is Dr. Chetna Chopra, and she will be presenting us with her knowledge on the topic acupuncture for trigeminal neuralgia and its implication in the dental problems. Respected participants, Dr. Chetna Chopra is one of the senior dental surgeon, and she has a glorious experience of her dentistry for the last 19 years. She is the alma mater of a very famous the Dashmesh Dental College from the Punjab, and further she has pursued her fellowship from International College of Dentists, USA. Also, the various certifications in the field of cosmetic dentistry and implantology. In acupuncture field, she has done DATM acupuncture from Dr. Kotnes Acupuncture Hospital, and also the certification course from Bafas, Beijing, as well as presented many papers at national and international level. So let us all welcome Dr. Chetna Chopra. So now I request Dr. Chetna to please take the charge. Before that, I request everyone to please mute your microphone for the smooth going of the webinar and presentation. Dr. Chetna, please take the charge.
Thanks, Dr. Neha, for screen share allow कीजिए. Sharing allow करना.
Yes. Can you please send that with your that thing, screen sharing?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, please start.
Okay. Good evening, all the delegates, and thanks, Dr. Neha, for the nice introduction. Today, my topic is role of acupuncture in trigeminal neuralgia and its relation with the dental problems. Okay. As we know, whenever the patient with the symptom of trigeminal neuralgia comes to our clinic, he or she will come the hand on his or her face. What that means? First of all, the word trigeminal as such means a Latin trigeminus, that is a three folds, and neuralgia, that means the pain that travel along the length of the nerve and especially head and face. What is trigeminal neuralgia? You can say it as a tic douloureux, that is a painful spasm, is a nerve disorder that causes the abrupt, swearing, electric shock-like facial pain. Pain lasts from few seconds to several minutes, usually one side of the face. TN is well-recognized disorder frequently reported to the dentist. Some people with this condition start thinking that they have abscess in a tooth and go to the dentist. I have seen so many cases in my clinic, my clinical practice. They are coming to my clinic saying that I have a problem in this region, this particular tooth, but there is no such kind of a symptom in a tooth as such. So they are gone for the various dental treatments unnecessarily, but the basic problem lies in the nerve, that is a trigeminal nerve. So, classic TN. What is classic TN? Sudden and intense pain. Atypical TN, that is a pain less intense but constant, aching and a burning sensation in the pathway of the nerve. What is the anatomy of trigeminal nerve? It is a condition that affects the trigeminal nerve, that is a fifth cranial nerve, one of the largest nerve and the most complex among 12 cranial nerves. The trigeminal nerve is responsible for the sensation to the face, mucous membrane, and other structure of the head and a motor function of biting and chewing. Main function of trigeminal nerve is to give the supply to the face region. So it involves in biting and chewing. It excites brain by a large sensory root and a smaller motor roots coming out of the pons at the junction with the middle cerebral peduncle. Passes laterally to join the gastron ganglion, as you can see in the picture. As you can see in the picture, the ophthalmic branch supply the ophthalmic region, maxillary branch to the maxilla, and the mandibular branch supply to the mandible. So, area of the pain. Common site involved along the branches of trigeminal nerve are ophthalmic, a purely sensory. Nerve affects the forehead, nose, and eye. Maxillary, purely sensory entity that carries impulses from a midbrain and affect the lower eyelid, side of the nose, cheek, gum, lip, and upper teeth. Mandible, as large component among the three of this cranial nerve, it carries both sensory as well as a motor supply, affecting the jaw, lower teeth, gums, and a lower lip. Mandibular branch of trigeminal nerve is very much responsible for the sensory as well as the motor function of biting, chewing, etc. Etiology. Now, it is the very important part that etiology of trigeminal neuralgia is not as clear as it can be. The main cause is considered to be as a idiopathic. What you can say, a blood vessels pressing on a root of a trigeminal neuralgia and its branches is also a main cause, that like nerve injury, performing various neural function, surgical procedures, accident, stroke, etc. Second is a nerve compression syndrome. If there is some tumor cyst along the pathway of the nerve that causes the pressure to the nerve, it is also a cause of trigeminal neuralgia. Various disorders like multiple sclerosis, nerve damage, and disturbed communication between the brain and the body. Secondly is a demyelinated diseases. Blood vessels pressing the nerves damages the protecting covering called myelin sheath. It is also an idiopathic cause is always there, rarely by some viruses like herpes zoster and a varicella zoster, infection or abscess in a wisdom tooth region, impacted tooth. These two frequently seen in my clinical practice, that may also cause the compression on the particular nerve or a pathway of a nerve, especially the mandibular branch of a trigeminal nerve is involved due to the wisdom tooth infection and an impacted wisdom tooth. Occipital neuralgia. Symptoms. What symptoms or a sign we can see in a clinical practice that we come to know that it is a TN or something like that? Attack of trigeminal neuralgia may be triggered by some trigger points on the orofacial region. Tingling or a numbness felt in the face before pain develops. Several periodic episodes of shooting pain felt on a cheek, face, jaw, teeth, gums, lips, and sometimes eye or a forehead region on one side. Attack happen several times a day or a week, followed by a period during which nothing happens or a pain-free period. That is a remission period. Therefore, a neuralgia becomes chronic and can severely affect the quality of life and can cause the anxiety. They are uncertain when the pain will return. The patient may under the depression mode, and it may causes the suicidal thoughts in his or her mind. Why it is called as a suicidal disease? Because of its anxiety and depression mood. Chronic pain disorder with a high intensity considered as the most painful human condition. Sudden attack triggered even by a minor things like touching on a face, brushing, chewing, shaving, etc. Sometimes patient comes to you and say that AC के सामने बैठने से भी होता है, कुछ तेज हवा चलती है तो भी होता है. तो ये सब factors responsible होते हैं. Episodes of cluster of attack of a pain causes fear in the mind of the patient, may lead to the depression and suicidal thoughts. Now, before going to the any other thing, we should know what is the pain. What is pain? It is an unpleasant sensory emotional experience associated with the tissue damage in any part of the body. We feel pain. Signal is sent through the nerve fiber to the brain, and okay, just see from where.
Back 2 slides.
See.
2 slides back.
Okay.
Please repeat it.
Fine. From here?
Yeah, yes.
Oh. Before going further, we should first know what the pain is. It is an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with the tissue damage. We feel the pain. Signal is sent through the nerve fibers to the brain for the interpretations. And the type of the pains are, number 1 is the acute pain, that is intense and short-lived. Second is chronic pain that lasts longer than an acute pain. And the other parts like somatic pain, that is superficial pain, skin or a soft tissues below the skin. And visceral pain, internal organ or the lining of the cavity of the body is involved. And third is a referred pain, that is felt at the location different to the source of tissue damage. Like one example, if there is a shoulder pain during the heart attack, that doesn't mean the heart is in the shoulder, but it's a referred pain. So same like if we have a problem in a wisdom tooth, then the patient come to know that my full jaw is paining. The reason is wisdom tooth. So these type of pains are known as a referred pain. TN can be confused with other disorders having a similar symptoms. Comparison usually useful for a differential diagnosis. There are few diseases which have a almost same sign and the symptoms like cluster headache, migraine, dental pain, TMJ disorder. TMJ disorder is a trigeminal temporomandibular joint disorder, occipital neuralgia, glossopharyngeal neuralgia, sinusitis, otitis media, impacted or infected wisdom tooth, occipital disturbances. These all diseases have almost a similar symptoms and the sign. Usually patient will come to you with a migraine saying there is a pain in the forehead region on a half side of the face. मेरी आंखें भारी हैं, मेरे को headache occipital region में होता है. Even ENT problems in ear problems are there. Then also patient will usually say there is a headache, सिर भारी रहता है, dental wisdom tooth problem है, TMJ problem है. Patient will say the same thing, that head, neck, shoulder तक pain जाता है. So all the symptoms are almost same. So you have to differentially diagnose eradicate each and every cause. If you can say this is the disease which can bring all the speciality together, like ENT surgeon should come and eradicate any problem in ear, nose and throat, and dentist should consider it on any dental problem. Eye surgeon or ophthalmic surgeon should come to know that if there is any eye problem or not. And neuro is always involved with the neuralgic disorders. And the other is, like if there is temporomandibular joint problems, then there is a compression on the pathway of the nerve, and that may causes the pain. And this photograph, as you are seeing, is a wisdom tooth abscess. And the other in X-ray, you can see there is an impacted wisdom tooth. So that may also causes the compression on the trigeminal nerve, and that may also cause the problem. And first visit, as I have told you earlier, the patient first seeks a dental care, as the region is mostly related to the dental problems. This disease may related to the teeth. Sometimes the patient undergo the root canal treatment or extraction of tooth to reduce the pain. I have seen so many cases coming to my clinic from the rural area saying that there was a pain in the side and मैंने सब दांत निकलवा दिए, उनमें समस्या थी तो मैंने निकलवा दिए, पर अभी भी पेन है. So there is problem in the diagnosis. Second is, so for going a proper diagnosis, you should have a first, very foremost important thing is the history. History is very important in these type of cases. For diagnosis, no single test is there to diagnose the trigeminal neuralgia. Hard to diagnose. Symptoms of several oral facial pain or disorder are same as that of a TN, TMJ disorder, occlusal disturbances, dental function, etc. Migraine, temporal tendinitis, eye and a ear problem. Above disorders have a similar function. So, before reaching to any conclusion, properly take the history of the patient. Take the medical history. Second point, take the dental history. Go for a complete checkup. Secondly, family history of any neuralgic disorder or any such kind of a problem, ENT or eye problems. After that, go for a few tests. That is IOPA X-ray, that is intraoral periapical X-ray to eradicate any dental problem. CBCT, that is cone beam computerized tomography to see any neurological compression due to any tooth, abscess, cyst, etc. OPG for any wisdom tooth problem. And last but not least, that is MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging, to check any tumor or any other kind of problem to the nerve. You can see one of my case that is complaining that there is a pain in the jaw, but not he cannot identify where the pain is exactly. So I have gone for a CBCT, that is cone beam computerized tomography. You can see there is a fracture line underneath the pathway of the nerve. So the patient was saying, I have gone through injury last 2-3 years back, and the fracture was there that may compress the pathway of the nerve, and the patient is feeling pain in that particular region. Now, this is OPG of one of my case who has gone for extraction of one side just because of this, that he was thinking that there is a problem in the tooth, and he got the extraction done, few of the root canal done, but the main cause is still there. 2 wisdom tooth are impacted in the mouth, as you can see in the mandibular region. Both impacted tooth was there in the mouth, and the patient has not gone for surgery of that tooth, and he was gone for the surgery for other tooth. Diagnosis of trigeminal neuralgia. Medical, personal, family history is taken into consideration, determining the possible cause of a pain. As pain is felt in the jaw, teeth, gums, people visit to the dentist. Dentists take IOP X-ray, OPG, CBCT to detect any tooth-related problem and eradicate that cause. Number 2, no specific test, diagnosis based upon the symptom description of the pain. Conduct the reflex test, magnetic resonance imaging for any tumor, compression of the nerve, and even MRI of head. Present mode of a treatment in modern medicine. Now, what treatment a modern medicine can provide for trigeminal neuralgia? As you know, there is no specific test, there is no specific even treatment for this particular disease. There is no definite cure for TN in a modern medicine. They are giving only symptomatic relief. But yet, number of the treatment are available that can offer some relief. Medication that is most commonly used is the anticonvulsant drug that is used in epilepsy also to control the pain. These medications have so many side effects that if you take too much, that also create a problem, and if you stop it, then it also causes the serious problems. First line of the treatment is carbamazepine, that is anticonvulsant drug, the only medication licensed for the treatment of TN in UK, and effective initially, but less effective for a long period of a time. In addition to the carbamazepine, there are a number of other medications, that is oxcarbazepine, lamotrigine, gabapentin, and pregabalin. Baclofen, surgery is an option when the medication is ineffective or ceases to offer the relief to the pain. Microvascular decompression is one type of a surgery we can perform. Stereostatic radio surgery, gamma knife radiosurgery, and a rhizotomy can be performed. But I think surgery is the last option we should go for. Few, even dentist or a neurosurgeon also give the Botox injection in the particular region. Complication of a modern medicine. There are so many side effects of carbamazepine and other drugs that causes tiredness, sleepiness, dizziness, difficulty in concentrating, memory problem. Less common but more seriously side effect includes thought of self-harm or even a suicidal thoughts. Double vision, feeling sick and vomiting, nauseatic, patient always remain in a delusion, reduced number of infection fighting WBC, allergic skin reaction. The surgical procedure can cause the numbness of a particular part or all the one side of the face. Some complication includes bleeding, facial bruising, eye problem, and problem including the facial muscles. So, what is the relation of TCM in this presentation? In my clinical practice, till now, I have told you about the anatomy, etiology, symptoms, signs, what diagnosis we can do, how we can differentially diagnose the other causes of other reasons, maybe ENT or dental or whatever it is. But according to me, the acupuncture can help in such cases very successfully as compared to the modern medicine. What is TCM? TCM is basically a balance of everything in the life, as yang and yin should be in a balanced mode for a proper balance of a life. 5 elements, fire, earth, metal, water, wood should be in a proper balance. In acupuncture, we take body as a whole, not a particular portion. So, how acupuncture works? It promotes the blood flow, stimulates and releases the oxytocin, activates the body's own painkiller to reduce the pain in such type of cases, relaxes and releases the muscle tension, activate the body's ability to heal. These are the main function of the acupuncture. So it helps in these type of cases. Earlier we have studied the diagnosis according to the modern medicine. Now I would like to say that after proper history, after proper differential diagnosis, the third step, if you are practicing acupuncture, should be an examination and diagnosis according to the TCM. That is pulse diagnosis, a complete diagnosis on that part, and a tongue diagnosis that can help you that which portion is involved, yang or a yin is involved, which energy is less or a deficient or in excessive mood. Looking diagnosis, that is when patient enter into your clinic, you should note his expressions, facial and body posture. So you come to know the various things by watching the patient also. Listening, voice and the body odor indications. You listen to the patient, his or her voice, so you come to know that whether there is any voice disorder. Other generally asked questions: hot, cold, fever, chill, pain, urine, stool, thrust, appetite, taste, sleep are few questions that should be asked in the first meet. That is for helpful you in a diagnosis according to the TCM. Taking into account a wide variety of signs and the symptoms is a key of success for acupuncture. So after seeing all these things, you come to know whether it is exterior, interior, wind, cold, liver, stomach, or yin deficiency. According to acupuncture, there are two different types that is exteriorly involved. That is wind, cold, and yin. Second is interiorly involved. That liver, stomach, fire is involved. Interiorly, there may be a yin deficiency. That may be a cause. What is differentiation? How you can differentiate that, whether it is a wind, cold, or whether it is a liver, stomach? In wind, cold, invasion, sign and the symptoms. Acute onset is there. Patient will say, अचानक से होती है, बहुत ज्यादा होती है, थोड़ी देर तक, सेकंड से लेकर मिनट तक रहती है. These type of questions or answer between the doctor and the patient will indicate that it may be like wind, cold, invasion. Exterior signs are patient is having a running nose, tearing. See the tongue, whether it is coated, white coated or not. In case of wind, cold invasion, it is thin white coated. Pulse, It'll be tight and a floating type of a pulse. The second is interior, that is liver stomach fire. What are the sign and the symptom for this particular kind of diagnosis? See, the pain will be severe, बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, इतनी irritability हो जाती है, बर्दाश्त नहीं होती. Usually patient says this type of words. Internal heat, like patient is always thirsty. He or she will ask for a water again and again. He or she will feel constipation always, chronically constipated. Tongue, it's a yellow dry coated tongue. Pulse, it's a wiry type. Wiry means like a musical tikhi type of a pulse you can feel. Yin deficiency, that is a empty heat rising. What are the sign and the symptom you can see in a yin deficiency type of a cases? Pain more insidious, gradual, धीरे धीरे से बढ़ती है, comes and goes, आती है जाती है. These type of things are there. Tongue, usually a red coating और कोई coating नहीं, बिल्कुल साफ tongue होती है, reddish दिखती है. Pulse, thin and a fast. So these are the few way by which we can differentiate the problem. So according to me, the this etiology and pathology and differentiation of these type of symptoms can help you to work or select the acupoint in the particular case. Method of acupoint selection. Selection of a distal point to select the points which are far away from the disease area. आपको दर्द एक रीजन में है, आप दूसरे रीजन में पॉइंट सिलेक्ट करते हो, दैट आर नोन एज अ डिस्टल पॉइंट. सिलेक्शन ऑफ अ लेफ्ट राइट पॉइंट टू सिलेक्ट द पॉइंट्स विच आर द कॉन्ट्रोलेटरल साइड ऑफ द डिजीज्ड एरिया. एक साइड में दर्द है तो दूसरी तरफ के कॉन्ट्रोलेटरल पॉइंट्स को यूज किया जाता है. सिलेक्शन ऑफ अ symptomatic points to select the correspondence point according to the some prominent symptoms. Now, before going to the selection of acupoints, I would like to say what is acupoint? The acupoint that lies along the meridian or the channel in your body is acupoint. What is meridian? Meridian are the pathway through which the life energy chi flows. What is chi? It is a vital energy inside our body. Along the meridian lies the acupuncture points which are stimulated by various methods like needling, pressure, heat to resolve the clinical problem. Selection now. Now go to the selection of acupoints. Pain in the supraorbital region. If your supraorbital branch of a trigeminal nerve is involved, then we go to the selection of these points. That is the local area, Taiyang, extra acupoints at the temple region, one cone post midpoint between the lateral end of the eyebrow and outer canthus of the eye, as you can see in a diagram. Just hold on, my battery is less. Charge pe lagana. Yeah. As you can see in picture, and the other point, other GB14, that is Zhangbai, on the forehead directly above the pupil, one kun above the midpoint of the eyebrow. You can see in a diagram showing GB14, midpoint of the eyebrow. GB2, that is Yanju, medial end of the eyebrow directly above the inner canthus of the eye on a supraorbital notch. You can see in the diagram near the supraorbital notch, inner canthus of the eye. Now the distal point away from the problem region, that is triple energizer 5, 2 cone proximal to the dorsal wrist creases between the radius and the ulna. As you can see below in the diagram, triple energizer 5 between ulna and, you can see between radius and the ulna. Li4, that is large intestine 4, that is Hegu, most important point used for a, you can say, immunity booster point to this. Various diseases we use this type of a point. Middle of the second metacarpal bone on the radial side, you can see in the hand, Li4. And next is selection of a acupoint in a maxillary region. If the maxillary branch is involved, then we go for a local area, local points, that is ST2, that is stomach 2, Sai-Bai, below the pupil in the depression at the infraorbital foramen. As you can see, This is ST, the stomach 2. Below that, there is ST3 that is also involved. But for this, I prefer stomach 2, SIBI. SI18, that is small intestine 18, directly below outer canthus of the eye in the depression on the lower border of the zygoma. You can see here. Yeah. Here in the lower diagram and upper left hand side, SI18. Is it clear? Yeah. LI20 in nasolabial fold with the middle point of a lateral border of ala of the nose, crossing point of large intestine and a stomach meridian. LI20 is one of the most important point used in these type of cases, even in other dental problem. It is a crossing point of a large intestine as well as a stomach meridian. So stomach ST7, that is on the anterior to the ear in the depression between the zygoma and the mandibular notch with the mouth closed. It is also very important point used in the dentistry in various disorders. You can see here in front of ear depression. Next is, as you can see in the diagrams, various points. Maxillary region, the distal points. Distal point in this case, large intestine 4, that is HEGU, command point of head and face, exhale wind, releases exterior and tonify the chi. Strengthen the immunity, stops the pain. Large intestine 3, radial side of the index finger, proximal to the head of second metacarpal bone. Clear the wind and heat. Stomach 44. Stomach 44, it is very commonly used point in dental problems. Various other dental problems are especially the lower mandibular tooth. Proximal to the margin of second and third metatarsal bone. Clears the heat from the channel or organ. Interior heat with the cold signs. Head and feet cold. Along with the large intestine 4. Here you can see LI4. And on right side you can see ST44, knithing between the second and the third metatarsal bone. Selection of acupoint for the mandibular region. Now, when the mandibular branch of a trigeminal nerve is involved, then we use these type of points like local point, stomach 6. One finger with anterior and superior to the mandible at the belly of masseter muscle. Here is the masseter muscle. You just clench your teeth. You come to know there is a masseter muscle, a hard portion. Here, one finger anterior and superior to the angle of the mandible. This is also very common point used in the dentistry in trigeminal neuralgia and even in other problems related to the tooth in particular region. ST7, that is stomach 7 on the face anterior to the ear depression between the zygoma and the mandibular notch when the mouth is closed. Distal point, these are the diagrams showing ST6, ST5 and ST7. Okay, the distal points are HEGU and the treatment now. For the treatment of particular type of a problem, that is a wind cold, we can add GB20. What is GB20? GB20 is also a point even used for a other type of a headaches on a migraine. In the occipital region, close to the mastoid process, towards 1 or 1.5 cone towards the nose. And the second is for liver and stomach fire, add liver 3. Liver 3 is very important point even for anxiety cases. In my dental practice, there is patients comes with so many anxiety disorders and even they have a fear of sitting on a dental chair. So I usually calm them by pressing the liver 3, sometimes giving the needling on that particular point. Dorsum of the foot, first metatarsal space, liver channel is important, moving energy in all the direction. Energy stuck in the liver channel, it explodes leading to the symptoms as irritability, anger, headache, often coupled with the LI4. LI4, as I already told, it is an immunity booster point to effectively move the chi in the body throughout the body. Second is stomach 44, very commonly used in trigeminal neuralgia. Third is yin deficiency type cases. We add KD6, that is a kidney 6. Kidney 6 is also very important point used, as you can see in the picture. And you can see spleen 6. Spleen 6 on the medial aspect of a lower leg, 3 kun above the medial malleus. You can see here. Inner medial side of your feet, 3 kun above, SP6. It's a very important point. Next is research analysis. I have done few cases and a little bit of research work on that in my clinic, Chopra Dental Clinic and Wellness Center in Delhi, and in our hospital, Dr. D.N. Kotnis Acupuncture Hospital, Ludhiana. Ludhiana Medical Acupuncture College is always involved in these type of research analysis. I'm showing you a research report for that. Research conducted on 75 patients from last few years with the symptom of TN. Age group is from 20 to 65 years. I divided all these three into 3 groups. One group, modern medicine. Only patient is treated with the modern medicine. 15 patients are treated with anticonvulsant drugs, that is carbamazepine and etc. Diagnosis and treatment plan completely according to the modern medicine. First group of the patient got temporarily symptomatic relief for a short period of a time. But reoccurrence is seen. That is the one most important thing, that reoccurrence is seen. And another is side effect, as modern medicine always gives side effect along the drugs. Second part of a group is acupuncture along with the modern medicine, diagnosis according to the modern medicine, and a symptomatic treatment with acupuncture has given to the 15 patient. Both paths are going side by side to treat the patient. Second group of the patient got somewhat better result, but reoccurrence is there, still there. According to my experiences, it was a symptomatic relief given to the patient with acupuncture, as the diagnostic technique is entirely modern medicine, not TCM, which consider body as a whole, not a local area. Third is only acupuncture. In this group, the diagnosis is done according to the TCM, that is yin-yang theory, 5-element theory, pulse diagnosis, tongue diagnosis, etc. And the treatment plan according to the TCM. Acupuncture and moxibustion as used. The 45 patients are treated with this technique according to their symptoms. Third group of the patient is treated with the acupuncture, moxibustion, physical therapy. The results were remarkable and without any side effects. Long-term relief to the patient, negligence reoccurrence of the disease is there. Third group of the patient treated with the acupuncture are 45 in number, out of which 26 have shown 90% result improvement and are on regular follow-up of 6 months and not showing any sign or a reoccurrence. 10 patients having shown 75% improvement and are under the treatment. 9 patients shown 50% improvement, but no further follow-up is there. As you know, all patient doesn't come. So what kind of manipulation I have used in my practice? Once daily for 15 days, followed by rest of 10 days. The course was repeated depending upon the response of the patient. Needles were retained for a period of 20 to 30 minutes after the chi were obtained. Trilling of the needle after every 5 to 10 minutes, and the moxibustion has given for 5 to 7 minutes daily. Sometimes we may use a electroacupuncture along with. And not last, I am using a laser also in my clinical practice for any type of such pains to give the symptomatic relief to the patient. Most of the patients were able to discontinue the medicines after 1 or 2 courses. These are the few cases you can see in my clinic, and moxibustion going on. One most important part I want to say is that for the betterment of the patient, giving good result to the patient, we shouldn't stick to the particular therapy. I think that way we have to give the benefit to the patient. Don't think that only modern medicine, I'm practicing that, and I'm using acupuncture along with it. Is these two pathy correlate or not? According to me, the result and the patient health is for most important part. A wellness, the internal wellness of the patient is very important. He or she should be physically fit, emotionally fit, socially fit. Then the patient will feel comfort. Process achieving should be gradual. It shouldn't be like that मैंने गोली खाई मैं ठीक हो गया फिर दोबारा से 4 घंटे बाद दोबारा चालू हो गया ऐसे नहीं. It should be a proper. Thought have a huge impact on our energy. Food, exercise apart, we must focus on that also. Food, diet, balanced diet is always very important for every kind of a disease. Exercise is also a very important part. So physically, you should go for the few exercise for a TN, that is a facial exercises, I used to say, and breathing exercise that calm your mind. Asanas, yoga is very beneficial for that. Meditate for a few time because a calm mind gives the calm results. Otherwise, there will be a problem. And slow breathing. Breathing is a wonderful tool. When we do the slow breathing, we store the energy. So I think the breathing is very good exercise if we have a controlled breathing. Breathing is a wonderful tool to reduce the speed of mind and body, focus on a particular area of a pain. Asana, various asana are there. Today we are going for the yogas in this COVID time. People are having very good yoga part. So meditation not only reduce stress, improve your physical well-being, it's also a good exercise for a brain. Meditate for because this stressful life is there. Not only trigeminal neuralgia cases, but all of us should meditate for a few minutes in a day. Caring for emotional health is often forgotten. So few facial exercises, as you can see in the picture, these are very much helpful in trigeminal neuralgia case. I usually tell my patients to practice this. It will be helpful for your even aging processes reduced with these type of exercises. And as you can see, yoga is very much important. Food triggered. There are many foods that trigger the trigeminal neuralgia. Certain food seems to be trigger the attack in some people. No specific dietary study is yet there that there may be a neuropathic facial pains, but the prevention should be taken to cut off that food item if you have a particular kind of allergy to any food. In some cases, sour and spicy food will evoke the trigeminal neuralgia. In some cases, cold drinks, caffeine, and very hot drinks may need to be stopped. So conclusion from my side is trigeminal neuralgia is one of the disease which can be treated by acupuncture without any complication or side effect to the patient. Remarkable results can be obtained with the acupuncture within 3 to 6 months. Acupuncture is highly safe procedure. More research work is still to be there in case of a neuralgia and acupuncture. We need your support and exchange our knowledge and experience for the welfare of society. So always good history, a proper diagnosis, and then implementation of the treatment is important with the balanced diet, meditation, and the yoga. Golden rule is still optimum scrutinization, authentic diagnosis, which is a key to success of any treatment. These are the picture of my clinic in a hospital in Ludhiana and Delhi. Thank you listening me patiently. I hope my knowledge and experience will be helpful to you in your practice. Thank you all the delegates. You'll understand everything. Thanks a lot for a day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Chetna. It was a wonderful presentation, and I must say that your advice of integrating the therapies was really marvelous, because nowadays it is a need of time to integrate the therapy and not just focus on one therapy. So thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Now the session is open for the discussion. So if anyone is having any query or question, you can just raise the hand, or you can ask me to unmute, so you can ask the question.
How would you differentiate between herpes zoster and TMJ?
No, I'm not in saying that herpes zoster may cause, but in few cases I have studied in few journals that herpes zoster also causes the effect to the pathway of trigeminal nerve. That may causes the compression and the problem is there.
I agree, but my question is, how would you differentiate?
Yeah, how would I can say if patient is diagnosed that he or she will get the herpes zoster effect, so that may be a one. Then differential diagnosis is also important. If you come to know that the patient is affected with this particular virus.
Yes.
Yeah.
My way of thinking is, what is the cause? What is the cause? Generally, I have noticed herpes zoster come either, there are two causes. If person has got too many antibiotics in a row, immunity is down, you can have a herpes zoster.
Yeah.
Right? And
Definitely.
that's how I will differentiate.
Yeah, definitely. Viral effect is only any kind of virus affects you if your immunity is low.
Yeah, but the pain is there and a lot of time is misdiagnosed. That's what I'm making. Next question.
Yeah, please.
How I work is, I basically touch and feel and ask the history. I ask a lot of questions. What is the cause? If you find the cause, it's a lot easier to treat. Now, the next question is, a person comes to you, I have only pain here.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Okay. First of all, that region is a ophthalmic region. First of all, I eradicate these type of problems.
It's a mandible. At the edge of the mandible joint we're talking about.
Oh, mandible is here. It's not mandible. Near the eye or near the mandible?
Okay. This point here.
Okay.
When you open your mouth, you can feel that point.
Okay. That may be a TMJ disorder. You cannot say that it directly by seeing the patient that I am having a pain over here, that you can say that it's a trigeminal neuralgia. No, that is very much wrong way of doing it. I think if there is a pain here near the mandible while opening the mouth, then there may be one cause, that is temporomandibular joint dysfunction. First of all, we should go for that. Check out, put the hand near the ear and ask him, her, or whosoever is, open the mouth and close if there is any clicking sound or if there is pain while opening, yawning.
We're talking about pain. We're talking terrible pain.
Yeah. If there is,
I treated a patient. She came, I have a pain here.
Okay.
My questions were, what happened?
Okay.
And did you have any teeth problem? She told me, I went to the dentist. He left my tooth too long.
Okay.
And that created that problem.
Definitely, sir. It's a very good thing you have noticed. There are so many cases come to me saying that prolonged manipulation while extracting the tooth or while doing any surgical procedure, there will be a compression in that particular region. Trismus, you frequently come to know this point. Sometime while doing the extraction or giving the block to the patient, there may be injury or proximity to the nerve that may causes a pain. There are,
I know there are many causes, but I'm saying she left my mouth open too long. When you leave your mouth too open, that creates problem with the joint.
Tension in the muscle, temporal mandibular.
Treatment was needle here, needle there, needle here, and here.
Yeah.
I always use GB21.
Yeah. You relax the patient's muscles. That will be fine.
Here, always stress comes here. It doesn't matter what the problem is. And you can always use lever 3 as well.
Definitely, sir. Not only trigeminal neuralgia, in my clinical practice, when there is a long sittings, sometimes the patient wants एक ही दिन में सब कुछ हो जाए. Lambi sitting. Long sitting may causes the problem. I give these points. While doing the cases, I usually, what the point you have said, I usually just press the patient and relax and calm his or her muscle so he or she will be relieved from that tension.
just to let you know again, normally we needle these points horizontally,
Yeah.
from back to the front,
Yeah.
from front to the back. It's much more results. You will see much more better results
Yeah, definitely, sir.
from front to the back,
Okay.
and you can always use at the same time back to the front as well.
Sir, on the dental chair, I can give from front to the back only.
No,
It's
while
not.
sitting up, you can always do that first, and
Yeah.
then you can go from the back to the front.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your advice. I'll try to follow this also. Yeah.
Again, we see once a week. I mean, as you said, 10 days in a row.
Okay.
I don't think so. Anybody I have seen more than maximum twice a week.
Okay. Depends upon the case. If the patient has a severe problem, then he or she will be ready to go at the stretch and after that relaxation for 10 days. But if the problem is not so severe, then he can go for a twice or a thrice a week. Not needed to go for a, depend upon the severity of the case and the availability. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, there is one more question from the participant.
Anji, what?
What is the treatment of MPDS in acupuncture? Myofunctional pain dysfunction syndrome.
Myofunctional pain syndrome. Myofunctional pain syndrome में एक entirely अलग टॉपिक है ये, बट इसमें हम सारे पॉइंट्स ये यूज कर सकते हैं. ST6, ST7, ST2, 3, depending upon a particular local region where the problem is. It's like ST6 you can use, it's very common while clenching. Nowadays the patient is too much under stress and you can see they have a bruxism problem, so that causes a myofunctional problem. They have habit. In our dental practice, we use a myofunctional appliances along with the few points given to the patient to release the tension in the facial muscles. And few exercises I have told in my presentation of TN also that you should do the facial exercise for a particular thing. Yeah. There is a good results in a myofunctional condition.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Have you used specific frequency microcurrent at all?
Not specifically. Very low. I use laser also, cold beam laser for that particular thing. Current is not. Yeah.
Yeah. What I have noticed is like when you take the tooth out, the mouth swells.
Yeah.
In one sitting, the pain will go, swelling will go to maximum 2 sittings.
Okay. In such kind of a cases, when normal mobile or a normal tooth is there will be no swelling. It's completely a practical hand. If there is any manipulative case like wisdom tooth or impacted tooth, then there will be a swelling after second day of extraction.
Yes.
Then I prefer to give cold beam laser therapy along with this second or third day for 20 minutes. Laser beam is very effective, and even moxibustion is very effective in ST6 and ST7. So I prefer that because already patient has gone for manipulation so much, so he's afraid of needling. So I prefer moxibustion and the laser.
With microcurrent, you don't use any laser.
You are talking about TENS. You are talking about TENS.
No, TENS is different. Still different.
Okay.
TENS machine puts out milliamps.
Yeah.
And it's got frequencies zero, low, medium, and high.
Okay.
Now, microcurrent is a special machine.
I never used. I mostly give. Okay.
It has frequencies from 0 to 999 on both the channels.
Okay.
And they have worked out what frequency work for what problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will talk to you for this later on. But in my practice, I am using for manipulative cases just moxibustion and a cold beam laser.
Sure.
Yeah.
was a very healthy discussion and very good questions were raised by the very senior Dr. Tilak. So we should also be thankful to Dr. Tilak for enhancing our knowledge and every time asking the valuable advice and questions from us. And there is one more question from Dr. Ajay Nanchal. He's asking what could be the acupuncture points or other modalities for teeth grinding at night?
Okay. That means it's a bruxism. At night, there is a teeth grinding. Yeah, it's a myofunctional disorder. You can, the same question asked by somebody else earlier, that it's a myofunctional disorder if the patient is having bruxism at night. So one is you can go for a myofunctional appliance that I usually give in my clinic. And the second is apply stress relieving points. You can give a points. You are also acupuncturist. You can give that points also, but it will be very helpful for you if you give moxibustion in particular region and give the myofunctional appliance for that at night, especially at night. Yeah, I hope the thing is clear now.
One more question is there. For cosmetic purposes, is it safe to apply moxibustion on face?
Yeah, definitely. It's very good result. After extraction, after any kind of manipulation, any injury, you can go for a moxibustion, but be careful. Rather, burn नहीं करना हमें, उसको थोड़ा proximity में रख के करना है. It's very good results are there. After any manipulative surgery, you go for a moxibustion. The results are excellent. There will be less pain, less swelling, and patient will also feel calm.
Any more questions from anyone?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Chetna.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I hope it will be helpful for everyone and even for me.
Any more?
Any more questions, please? I think no one is having the question. Now, may I ask Dr. Ritik to please take the charge?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable knowledge. It was a great webinar. The knowledge shared was really grateful for everyone and everyone participated. It was a great webinar. Thank you so much. We will be looking forward to have such webinars with the other topics, other interesting topics like MPDS and other dental implications of acupuncture. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Sure, next time we'll take the topic that is myofunctional disorders. Fine. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for participating. It was a great webinar.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
On behalf of our management, our staff of Dr. Kotnis Hospital, thank you every participant, especially some doctors are joined with us from abroad, Dr. Tilak from Australia and Dr. Sajad from Lahore and Dr. Sarfraz from also Lahore and many from the Indian side, Dr. K. Nair and Dr. Samullah from Bangalore and Pushpa. So thank you very much and we hope this presentation will help us to enhance our knowledge and we must be tried on the neurological problems of the face, especially when the patient are confused, either is the problem of the dental problems or the neurological problems. So it will be help to us to differentiate and treatment of the facial neurological problems and dental problems. Thank you, Chetna.
So we end this webinar here. Now you all can leave. Thank you for joining. You can leave the meeting.
Bye.